Hi everybody, Jill from Thurso Grows here, our Go Get Gardening slot on Friday night of course. Last week, past few weeks we've been talking about some of the pests and things that you can get at this time of year, trying to eat all your vegetables before you. So this time I thought we would just have a wee look at what's going on in the polytunnel at the moment and just a wee catch up on things that you can do and stuff that you're harvesting and how to keep things going as well. We've had a few questions on the WhatsApp group this week about what you can be doing and how you sort of keep things going while you wait for things to sort of ripen and harvest them properly and stuff like that. So really what we're looking at the moment in the polytunnel here, just to give you a wee idea, I've got some of my pumpkins growing. I've got 2 pumpkins in here, but this is one of them that's doing quite well at the moment. So some people will pinch the tops out of their pumpkins, force them to sort of branch out a little bit more and they'll get more of a harvest, but I don't bother, but you can do that, but I don't always think we've got the length of season to worry too much about that. I'm always just happy if I get 1 or 2 out of them. So, but you can do, if you want, you can keep pinching out the side, keep pinching out the tops, and it forces it to branch out a bit more. So pumpkin, I'm just keeping it well watered at the moment and feeding once a week using either the seaweed feed or liquid fertiliser. I've just put some more lettuces and things in, just a wee mix of lettuce to keep going. I've still got plenty of lettuce going over there as well, but this is just the next batch to keep us going. So you can still be sowing things like lettuce, of course, at this time of year as well. What else? Last batches of carrots. So my lot went in and they're just starting to come through, and I just thinned them yesterday. So last batches of carrots and things like beetroot and stuff like that as well. You can get some of those in, and also sort of dwarf French beans and things like that as well. So I've got Sonesta there as the dwarf French bean, and then I've got just my last lot of peas as well that I sowed. So these are kind of the last batches that you can be putting in at this time of year. With things like your tomato plants, I've got one here. It's not the best looking tomato plant in the world. This is one of the worst ones. Actually, it's not been awfully healthy, this plant. But you just want to keep pinching out your little side shoots and things on those as well. Just keep those guys going. Keep them well watered. Keep feeding them now. If you've got your little trusses here with flowers and fruit developing on them, then it is important to keep the soil moist. Not soaking, but keep it moist so that those developing fruits are getting plenty calcium and you don't end up with any things like sort of blossom end drop in your fruits. You can, if you want. Now I have on this one, simply because I think I was going to lose it if I tried to keep it going. I pinched the top out of it, so you can, if you want, pinch the top out of your flowers, of your plants as well, and just basically take out that growing tip, because now you're not going to get an awful lot more fruits, or an awful lot more time for the fruits to develop. So it depends on what you want. If you want a lot of tomatoes, green tomatoes for chutney, then that's perfect, leave it. If you don't and you're more interested in quality of fruit and the stuff that's on it ripening, then you can just let it do its thing and pinch the top out. So that's what you can be doing with tomatoes and things just now. Feeding them once a week, as I said. If you've got any little seedlings and things, and I've just realised the kale seedlings that I was going to show you are actually outside. Never mind. If you've got any things like kale, for example, you can be really planting them out now. So good time to put out young sort of purple sprouting broccolis, winter leeks, and things like kales and that as well. You can be putting them out. Still harvesting on these lettuce here, still got plenty to go on them. Sweet corn coming along nicely. Starting to get some cucumbers as well now, so happy with that. There's 1 or 2 wee bad boy cucumbers in there. There we go. So same thing, just keep them well watered and keep feeding. Oh, see that there on the leaf? That's quite normal. Get a wee bit of humidity going and you start to see some of these wee things. Not too worried about that. That's alright. What else can we be looking at? In here we've got loads of strawberries. So these were all supposed to go out over the summer, and I don't know what happened, but they didn't make it outside. Never mind. I've got loads here. All these runners and things coming off them. Can't remember the variety this one is. I think this is actually Florian, and this is one that I grew from seed. So it fruited actually quite early. I've already had quite a bit of strawberries off this, so it's now throwing out all these runners as well. So really, really good time to start propagating more strawberries for next year. You can just start to see the wee roots and things coming there. So you could snip that off, get it into some potting compost, and you've got your strawberries for next year as well. These guys down the bottom here, oh, I've forgotten the name of the two varieties. I think Cambridge Favourite might be one of them, but these ones are still to go, so these are later producing fruit. So yeah, things like your rhubarb, you can be splitting rhubarb just now, dividing it so that it grows on as well, and gives you a good crop for next year too. Okay, so I was going to say, oh, I've forgotten what I was going to say. What was I going to say? I was going to talk a wee bit about ventilation as well. Keeping things well ventilated is quite important as well. So both the doors open on the polytunnel here today, and all the greenhouses open as well in ventilation. If you find things getting a bit hot inside, then you can do a bit of damping down if you have got greenhouses and things. Open your windows, bring the temperatures back down, and use a garden hose or a watering can. Give your floor a good soak. And that just reduces some of the heat inside, and just helps to bring the temperature down and keeps things at a bit of a more bearable temperature for your plants inside. So just keep thinking about things like that as well. Weather forecast for this weekend's quite good. We've got some plans up at the community garden this weekend to get cracking with something hopefully, so keep that a wee secret just now, but yeah, have a good weekend everybody. Speak to you soon.